He doesn't brag about that stuff. He never tells anybody. But you can't hide because I get an email as soon as he closes something. So I can see it in 10. So good job, Shane, protecting the family. Awesome job. And hey, a lot of exciting stuff going on right now. Just getting back from the convention, very exciting. And I wanted to get started tonight on just kind of going over what we do for the consumer. Now, by the way, as I'm getting started here, what we're trying to make work really well is we're trying to be able to broadcast all of our meetings so that people from outside areas can all plug in. So we should have it wired pretty good here in the next week or so. And so if you have, like right now we have New Mexico going, right? And what we're not going to do is we're not going to just let everybody have access. We're only going to have like so many channels to be able to access, so you're going to have to get permission to get on. But if you have somebody in another area, like New Mexico, and a good group starting to go, then we can plug them in through the video, and they can be a part of our training in another area. Is that pretty cool? Yeah. So we'll have all that hopefully wired here in the next week or so, because we got to. I mean, we really got to get crazy about expansion and doing some big things. So that'll be good. Will you turn this down just a hair, Sean? It's kind of a little bit, yeah, squeaky. Anyway, so it's a very far left. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's a little louder. It's touchy. Yeah, a little louder. How's that? Is that a little bit more? How's that? Is that better? That's good. Okay, that's good. You gotta have good ears. All right, we got some pretty good technology stuff. We're getting hooked up here in the office too, so it's going to help with environment as we get going. So we're going to start off with some training, then I'll come back up and do some more announcements. But to get started, I just want to make sure that we all really know our main products. And obviously, what do the masses need? The masses need the basics. What are the basics? With what we give them. They need a term policy to protect their family, right? And they need a mutual fund to save for their future. So we basically need to protect them. I don't have my chart here. We protect them against two things. We need to protect them in case they die too soon, right? Financially. We need to protect them if they die too soon. That's what term life insurance is for. Or what's the next thing we have to protect them against? Living too long. Now, what's probably most likely going to happen?
Live too long.
They're probably going to live too long. Most people are living too long and they're running out of money, right? So we need to make sure people don't run out of money. And so they can do that. Are you streaming that or are you just recording?
Just recording.
Okay, good. So that's going to be funny to see me saying that. That's the other thing. If any of you are like streaming anybody else in, it slows this one down. So if you need someone to be streamed in, we just want to use the one feed just so you all know. Anyway, so real quick, I'm going to have Jen come up in just a second and talk about the basics of investing. How many of you want to know about the basics? Brent, you were asking the other day. I want to understand investing better, right? And really, if people would just follow the fundamentals that we teach, they'd be significantly better off financially. They would have no, I'll just put it this way, everybody would have no problem retiring if they actually just follow our concepts. Even the middle class person who's just earning a meager income, if they start putting a couple $100 a month away and just followed our concepts, no question they'd make it. But most people don't know our concepts, and they think that investing is some magical, tricky thing to do, and they think you got to be some financial expert to get ahead. And to tell you the truth, see, most companies like Merrill Lynch or like all the cash value insurance companies like Prudential or maybe Edward Jones or WFG, Northwestern Mutual, all of them, what they want to do is they want to make it so confusing that the client thinks they need them. See, I don't want my clients to need me. I want my clients to do business with me because I taught them what made sense, and they understand what they're doing, and I don't want them to need me to be. I want them to be able to say, I know how much term insurance I need. I'm going to buy it from you, and I know how much I got to put in my mutual funds. I'm going to invest in the mutual funds that you provide, that you showed me, and they can follow me, because I would never want to invest my money with somebody that I didn't know what the heck they were talking about. Would you? And if you ask most clients should sit down with it, I've already sat down with maybe Northwestern Mutual, and you say, so what exactly is it you're doing with Northwestern Mutual? What do they say? I don't know, I'm just putting some money in something, it sounded really good. And so they're just trusting this guy who sat down with them, and they're just trusting that Northwestern Mutual has their best interest at heart. Why would you just trust somebody that they have your best interest at heart? Why wouldn't you want to make sure that they have your best interest at heart, right? So, a couple things before we get into the investing part, that's going to be the second part Jen's going to come talk about, I want to talk for just a second about term insurance and the importance of it. And now, first of all, a lot of people don't really understand why they need term insurance, but what I wanted to do tonight is, how many of you talk to somebody and they say, I want some life insurance, can you come give me a quote? You ever hear anybody do that? Kayla, you're working on some of these right now. And what I want you guys to do is, I want you guys to give me the responses you're getting from people. For example, Kayla, you had one that you're working on right now, and I think it was you that told me this. They had somebody that says, oh, I got it cheaper, my mom got it cheaper through XYZ company, right? And then what did you say after she said that? But first of all, tell us, I probably got that wrong, so tell us what happened first.
No, so just a friend of mine, she was interested, she's been wanting life insurance, and so I gave her a couple quotes on things, and she kind of referred back to her mom, of course, to kind of help guide her in whatever direction. Her mom said, mine's like half that cost, and I have double the coverage, she's like, you need to look somewhere else, you can get something for cheaper. And I said, okay. I'm like, well, what kind of insurance does she have? And I said, how old was she when she got it? Because my friend now is almost 35, and so, telling her I'm going to need to know everything so I can compare apples to apples, because you are at a different age than maybe she was. So now I'm just kind of waiting to hear back.
Okay, good. So now the first thing you want to try to do, if possible, is you never really want to give a quote over the phone, because what happens is that then they go talk to somebody, talk to her mom, and she goes, and obviously sometimes you've got to give a quote to get the appointment. Sometimes it's the only way to get the appointment, so sometimes it's just what you do. But she calls her mom and says, I got more coverage for half the cost. Well, first of all, that ain't true. Her mom doesn't know what she's talking about. Because there's not a company that exists, and you guys need to know this. There is not a company that exists that has cheaper term insurance with the features and benefits that ours has. Not even close. We are the cheapest. We are the most inexpensive term insurance for what you get. Now, there's cheaper term insurance out there that you can get, but it's because they probably have a 10-year term or a 5-year term, and in the 6th year, when it renews, it's going to be 10 times higher. So when they actually really need their life insurance, are most people going to need their life insurance earlier in life or later in life? When are they more likely going to die?
Later.
If they're going to die, well, everybody's going to die. But if they're going to die, most likely later in life. So if they have a 20-year term, let's say their 20-year term, let's say you're quoting them a 30-year term, and they're looking at a 20-year term, well, of course their 20-year term is going to be a lot less, because we're covering for 10 more years. They're going to be maybe 60 years old by the time our 30-year term's out. They're comparing that with maybe when they're 50. They're between 50 years old and 60 years old. That last 10 years is exponential, because the risk gets higher of dying, right? Not only that, but in the renewal rate, if they have a 20-year term, and let's say that takes them to age 50, if you look at what their renewal rates are at age 51 compared to our renewal rates at age 51, ours are maybe a tenth of what theirs are. Not even that usually. Who did one? We did one recently. Was it you guys, Marissa? Yeah, you called me. And it was like $21,000 a year, and ours was like $2,000 a year, $2,200 a year. Theirs was $21,000 a year. Ours was $2,200 a year in the renewal year. Do you remember what company that was? Farmers, wasn't it? It was Farmers or State Farm?
I think it was Farmers.
Yeah, Farmers. Just make sure y'all heard that loud and clear. Farmers, okay? But Farmers is a good company. They have all these commercials and stuff, okay? So here's what I want to make sure you guys know how to do, because you're going to get that all the time. You're going to hear people say crazy comments just because they don't know any better, all right? They're not dumb. They just don't know any better. They've heard it from somebody else. And they hear Primerica, oh, you guys are too high price. Your term insurance is too high price. So when they say that, what do you say?
Compared to what?
Too high price for what?
Cheapest for all the benefits and riders that you get, like you said.
Yeah, I would first of all say, so Logan, you be that, well, let's see, you'd be too easy, I think. You'd be too easy. Somebody be hard on me. Who can be kind of hard on me?
I got it.
Okay, Jen. So Jen, that's your thing. Yeah, so go ahead.
Your insurance is just way too expensive. And I've got there's cheaper options.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
Because I talked to other people. I've talked to this company, and they're like half the price.
You talked to what other company?
It was Northwestern Mutual, as a matter of fact.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And they were half the price?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What were you looking at exactly?
Well, it was term insurance.
What if you found out that wasn't true? What if you found out we're half the cost of Northwestern Mutual?
Well, then somebody's lying to me.
Who told you we were more expensive?
The agent.
Okay. What do you expect him to say? If you went and wanted to buy a Ford, would you get onto Chevy and ask them about how the Ford
No.
was? How come?
Because like you'd probably bag on it or something.
Okay. So would you rather make a decision? This is an important decision, isn't it?
Yeah.
Would you rather make a decision based on partial facts or actual facts, like opinion or facts? What would you rather?
Probably fact.
Fact. Why don't we get together? I'll give you all the facts. They can give you all their facts, and you can compare, and we'll show you. Because Jen, no one out there in the industry beats us. There's not a company that beats us.
Well, that's
All
probably
we
what
do-
you're supposed to say.
All we do, it is. All we do, that's why I got to show you. So did they give you some quotes?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get together and compare. And I'll tell you what, if I can't beat it, I'll buy you dinner.
All right, yeah, we're doing it.
Deal?
Yep.
I'm going to beat it. I'm not only going to beat it, Jen. I'm going to beat it so bad it's not even funny. I'm going to smash him. I'm going to annihilate him, Jen.
Wow.
I'm going to annihilate him.
Get over here, let's do it.
Okay? Are you that confident? I hope you get that confident. You need to be that confident because it is tough out there right now.